Hello, Sunnyside. It's been a while since I've been before you, okay? But we're here now, and I'd like to just share some things that I think that you just might want to know. At the same time, be aware that some of the information that I share may not necessarily be for you, but it just might benefit someone else, okay? Now, it's kind of interesting. We just experienced a strong earthquake. Okay, so I might be somewhat nervous this time. All right, because of possible aftershocks. The first thing I'm going to share with you is the fact that on yesterday, Mayor Karen Bass was the first Black woman to receive the Olympic flags getting ready for the upcoming Olympics in 2028. The U.S. Olympians, okay, earned 126 medals, 126 Olympic medals. 40 of those medals were gold medals. So again, our athletes really looked great on the world stage. Okay, congratulations to each of you. Expungement. Expungement services are available. Now, some of you may just wonder, what do you mean by expungement? Youth and adults may be eligible to have prior arrests and/or old misdemeanors or felony convictions removed from their legal records and/or sealed from the general public. For more information, visit PUB, that's for public, DEF, Defenders, .lacounty.gov. Nothing is to be capitalized. I'm going to say it all together now. That's PUBDEF.lacounty.gov. Or you can call 213-974-1034. Again, 213-974-1034. There are some other numbers that are out there. Perhaps you may not be aware of them. 911, 911, that's where you call to report crimes, fires, and medical emergencies. The number 988 is for suicidal crises or mental health. So again, just be aware, 988, if you're aware of perhaps a suicidal crisis or someone mentions it, and mental health problems. Finally, the number 211 is for general information on local resources, human and social services. Again, 211. Did you know all of that? I didn't. Okay. Here's one that perhaps might help someone. The U.S. Post Office has a job fair. They offer a job fair at 7001 South Central Avenue every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay? There are immediate openings. The pay is from $18.22 to $21.17 per hour. And it also includes medical, dental, vision, sick time, and vacation leave. All right? You must, however, be able to work on weekends and holidays. You can also check websites for frequent updates. That is USPS.com/careers. Again, USPS.com/careers. Nothing needs to be capitalized. Assembly member Isaac Bryan has an August 2024 newsletter that I thought was quite interesting. In fact, it was filled with valuable information. In his newsletter, Assemblyman Bryan shared information about paid parent leadership opportunity. Okay, a paid parent leadership opportunity. LA County Rent Registry is now open from July 1st through September 30th. You may know someone that could benefit from that. Okay, LA County Rent Registry. Information about Section 8 scams. When you go to fill out information about Section 8, you're really telling some very personal information. But there are scams out there that can take advantage of your information. So you may want to follow up and find out more about that. Finally, in this newsletter, it said LAUSD 2024 Back to School Resources and Tips. Again, that's Assembly Member Isaac Bryan. Okay, I don't have a telephone number, but you can check that out if it's something that interests you. Put that aside. It's been quite hot lately, and I've come across some information telling you how to really be careful during this time. So the first thing they suggest is that you pace yourself, reduce physical activity, and avoid exercising during the peak heat hours. You should avoid alcohol, because alcohol can cause dehydration. And drinking alcohol within 24 hours of working in the heat can increase your risk of heat illness. I wasn't aware of that. Replace salt and minerals. Sweating removes salt and minerals from your body, so replenish these nutrients with low sugar fruit juices and sports drinks during exercise or when working outside. Okay, again, tips for when it's really hot. Drink plenty of liquids. Drink 2 to 4 glasses of water every hour during times of excessive heat. Now, I should be listening. Okay, we should all be listening. But drink 2 to 4 glasses of water every hour. And I understand too that the water you drink today really prepares you for tomorrow. Avoid the sun and stay indoors from 10 to 3 p.m. when the burning rays of the sun are its strongest. That is from 10 until 3 p.m. Okay? Monitor your high risk, those who are high risk. Check on your elderly neighbors and families and friends who don't have air conditioning. Infants and children up to 4 years old, people who overexert during work or exercise, and people who are 65 years and older are the highest risk of heat-related illnesses. Again, just be conscious of that. Stay cool indoors. Okay, set your air conditioners between 75 and 80 degrees. And if you don't have an air conditioner, it's suggested that you may want to just cool off with a shower. Wear appropriate clothing and wear wide brim hats and light-colored, lightweight clothing. Okay, loose-fitting clothing is also advised. Okay. Continuing on with just information that maybe is not for you, but it might be for someone else. The city of Inglewood is hiring. They're hiring part-time and full-time positions. Okay, visit cityofinglewood.org/jobs. The only thing that needs to be capitalized is the J for jobs. Again, cityofinglewood.org/jobs to view current job openings and to also submit an application. Green Line Home Program, a $35,000 grant. Now, grant, not loan. A grant is something that does not have to be paid back. A $35,000 grant for down payment or closing cost assistance toward the purchase of her home. Now, who are we talking to? Again, first-time home buyers living in LA County, residents with low to moderate income, residents living in high or highest need areas. Go to deba.lacounty.gov/greenline/. Nothing needs to be capitalized. I'll say it again. /deba.lacounty.gov/greenline/. If you go on Google, everything needs to be capitalized. That is Greenline, DEBA, LA County. Okay? Once again, Google, everything should be capitalized. Greenline, DEBA, LA County. Okay? Parents of seniors. If your child wants to attend an HBCU, a historically black college or university, have them apply in the Common Black College app. There they will have the opportunity to pay one-time fee of $20 to apply to 65 HBCUs. Okay? Online, it's / and nothing is capitalized. Again, /commonblackcollegeapp.com/ Once again, /commonblackcollegeapp.com/ Free teacher certification. In 2024, the U.S. Department of Education will offer free teacher certification due to a teacher shortage. No exam is required. I hope they're requiring at least that you do have a degree. Okay. To apply, go to https://tinyU.com/3BHPXCU7. Okay, again, https, okay, /tinyU.RL.com/3BHPXCU7. Okay. Affordable rental housing. The applications then at 8505 South Vermont Avenue. Income limits apply in LA Housing at lahousing.lacity.org/capital AAHR. Again, lahousing.lacity.org/capitals here AAHR. Applications may also be picked up or dropped off at the temporary leasing office, which is 8510 Western Avenue. That's LA 90047. You are to apply beginning August the 12th. This is for brand new apartments. You can submit the applications at both places that I mentioned. Thursday, August 22nd, by Thursday, August the 22nd. And again, these apartments are for 1 to 3 bedrooms that are available. Okay. Reverend James Lawson Jr., one of the original Freedom Riders, died at age 95, the earlier part of June. Dr. Lawson studied with Dr. King, and he also studied with Gandhi, okay? He was really big on nonviolence. He studied in India with Gandhi for some 3 years. Before that, he spent 13 months in prison for refusing to register for the draft. So he taught nonviolent techniques to such people of the 60s, such as John Lewis, Marion Barry, Diane Nash, James Bevel, and others. And again, if you're someone from the 60s, those names will sound familiar to you. He was the first one arrested to integrate the bus and train travel. He was beaten on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma during Bloody Sunday. Okay? Some 46 years ago, he was expelled from Vanderbilt University because of his activism. And in 2006, Vanderbilt invited him back and asked him to share his papers with them so that it could be a part of their archives. My, how times do change. Okay. When I heard about a portion of, I think it's Adams Boulevard going up to Arlington being dedicated to Reverend Lawson, I mentioned it to Pastor Redmond, and I went on to realize that sometimes you really need to stop putting things off. When I spoke to Pastor Redmond, he mentioned then that he knew, that that at the time, he said, "Oh, I know him." And later on, it really bothered me. I said, "You need to stop procrastinating," because I really should have immediately asked him to invite him to Sunnyside, because Pastor Redmond is good about inviting ministers to come in and speak. Okay. So just be aware of that. I often say that in my household we have PhDs in procrastinating. Okay, so again, if someone or something comes to your mind, instead of putting it off, just go in and be active and handle it. Okay, thank you again. If you've been around Sunnyside for a while and you know me, chances are we might have talked about the election. We might have talked about voting. And again, I will often tell people that I am originally from Birmingham, Alabama. So that has really played a tremendous impact on where I'm coming from. Do know that October 21st is the last day that you can really register to vote in the upcoming November 2024 elections. And if you can vote, but you choose not to, then again, I just say, don't complain. Don't complain. And by not voting, chances are you're really giving a vote to the person who thinks just the opposite of you. There are two candidates that you really need to focus on in terms of running this time. One is the former president, Donald Trump. The other is our current Vice President, Kamala Harris. Now, I would just urge you to just be aware of the thoughts, what each of them bring to the table, okay? Don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for it, but do your part in terms of looking to find out which person would best benefit you and would best benefit your community, and vote according to that. In terms of where I get my information from, I really love to watch Joy Reid, okay, online, okay. I get my information from the LA Sentinel, from the LA Wave. I listen to Dominique DePrima and Tavis Smiley on KBLA, 1580 AM. Get information from the internet, okay? It used to be from the LA Times often, but for some reason we kind of dropped that, okay, because they were just kind of piling up. All right. But just be aware that an election is going on, and if you have problems in pronouncing the vice president's name, her husband has suggested just call her Madam President, and you shouldn't have any problem saying that. That was his advice to Donald Trump. There are some vocabulary terms that you just may want to be aware of. One is Project 2025. Again, don't just take anybody's word for it. Take the time to look it up and see how might that benefit you, okay? How might that be a negative toward you? There are also some vocabulary terms that have been tossed out, such as autocracy. And autocracy is a government by a person whose will is the law. In other words, this person, whatever this person says goes, okay? Autocrat. An autocrat is a leader with unlimited power. Unlimited power. Be aware of that. A democracy, okay? We live in a democracy, okay? And there's discussions then about it having problems to continue. Democracy. So with that, you can have a direct democracy where people will actually come and vote themselves. They will do the voting. Or you can have a representative democracy in that you can vote for people to vote on your behalf. Okay, just be conscious of that. We often hear of Project 2025. Okay, I have a few notes here and I'd like to just share them with you. It says, the blueprints of Trump's autocracy in a second term. His past, current, and possible future aides and appointees wrote it, and his PAC promotes it. His national campaign press secretary appears in the recruitment video. Now, covered in 2025, okay, first thing we have is military raids in American cities to separate immigrants from their families and sending dreamers' children to nations where they perhaps have never been or they've never known. Okay? The second thing, just know that there might be there is a proposal for a national abortion ban and rollback of LGBTQ plus rights. When I started hearing about this whole idea of abortion, now just do know that won't benefit me at all, okay? However, I thought about something that my mother mentioned, that as it turns out, people can really spontaneously abort with, trying, really literally breaking their hearts when they lose their child. The way it works out with some of the laws that are written, you could be in dire need of assistance, okay? It could almost be a life or death thing. And the way it's written, you could be jailed if you actually lose your child because the assumption is that you did it on purpose. All right, so just kind of be aware of things. Just be aware. You have to kind of read into some things because the unexpected truly can happen. And listen to different people's story. Just do listen. Also part of 2025, purging some 50,000 civil servants, replacing them with Trump loyalists. Do you know somebody that works for the government? Okay. Those are considered civil servants. Be aware of that. At least that is my understanding of it. Ending Head Start and diverting public school funds to private schools. Okay, ending Head Start. Okay. Ending the Department of Education. Have you heard of that? Okay. Just be aware that there are a number of things then that you and I benefit from, and it is suggested then that may come to an end. Do you know someone that that receives a Social Security check? Okay. There's a push then to end Social Security. And what is the other one? Oh, I can't think of it right now. Okay. Again, check with your grandparents, check with older people in your family and see how do they receive, if they receive a retirement check, okay? And again, as you cast your vote, think not just about you, but again, your future your children's future, your relatives, how it just may impact them. Okay? So again, vote not only as to how it might benefit you, but how it also might benefit or how it might harm your community. I think that's about all I can say at this point without repeating myself. And just do know it's really important that you do cast your vote, that you register to vote. The last day to register for the November election is October the 21st. And those elections then leading up to that, okay, they're called down elections, okay? You really need to vote in those because they're the ones that really have a direct impact on you in your life. In closing, okay, at one time then, the nation, almost the world was closed down because of COVID. And I understand then that COVID is getting started again. So, as I used to always say, you must do what is in your very best interest. If you are the only one in the room wearing a mask, by all means, do just that. God bless.